Hello, welcome to the House of Anger. This is your host, Mike, aka Mike Ingerhauser, author of Black Forest and artist on Black Forest. Um, Here is the avatar I'm using right now is the Noct Raven. It's the antagonist of Black Forest. My first um, endeavor into making comic books and art, and I have always been artistic and created things, but I had to retire from being a police officer. Henceforth, Black Forest was created. Black Forest, I was kind of gumballing. Gumballing, that's not even a word. I saw Blue Man Group 2 days ago. I'm sorry. There was gumballs involved. I was spitballing around ideas with another creator and a talented artist and someone I had a falling out with, Betty Bright Eyes. Betty's a dude, and yeah, and we wound up having a falling out. Unfortunately, we did. Yeah. Um, I am happy about the success of Black Forest, and it's about German folklore. Being that I am of German descent, my dad's German. And my whole entire dad's side is predominantly of German background. So I just have to mute some things right now because I don't like hearing stuff. I really don't feel like I'm such a boomer. I'm having a hey boomer moment. Um, yeah, so Black Forest was my first attempt at making a comic. Yeah, it was pretty successful, and I do thank the people at War Campaign for promoting it. I don't think it would be as successful if I wasn't on War Campaign and if I wasn't on a Cecil show. I actually made it to the big show, Ethan's stream, and felt like I was just sitting there, and he didn't treat me bad. He wasn't mean to me. He wasn't a dick. He didn't bully me. But first of all, I'm just letting you know I'm 40 years old. When I'm saying using these terms, I'm trying to dumb it down, and not for my audience, just in general for everybody. So it's not that he ignored me. He had a lot of stuff going on, and I just sat there and was being respectful in those terms. I don't have any beef with Ethan. I am happy for him that he made so much money off the book and he was so successful, and I appreciate the book. Do I think it's the greatest thing to come out of Comicsgate? No. I think his artwork is really good, but the coloring is what makes it what it is. Um, I try to live with the mantra of being drama free and not causing any trouble and being, just not getting involved. That's why I am constantly taking Twitter hiatuses. It's because it's not good for your brain, it's not good for your soul, and it's not good for your conscious. Twitter is a place where negativity thrives and positivity gets destroyed. That's why I'll be on Facebook and on Instagram and Pinterest. Yes, I said Pinterest. And I have an Etsy page where you guys can buy all my books. My second book was ABCs of Anger. It was an art book, semi-successful, but I did meet my goal, fulfilled. Everything every single backer of every campaign that I have ever made, including the second campaign, Black Forest. I had brain surgery and I had to do it again. I had to put it out again, and with variant covers by the talented Kane White guy on brand. Which, by the way, we haven't received yet, and I haven't received yet, and I understand what it takes putting into a comic book, and I know it's not just a walk in the park. It's Comics Gate is more of being like a pitch man instead of a creator. I like to be in the background. I mean, I don't want a spotlight on top of my head, and I'm not. It's not like I have a fear of public speaking. I just don't. I don't want to deal with it. I just want to create my artwork and go about my business. But in order to have successful campaigns on Comicsgate, you have to have people following you, and you have to just totally be like the ShamWow or the My Pillow guy. You have to get their attention. You have to yell at them. You have to. Comicsgate is judging a book by its cover 101. That's something that I was taught not to do, and I. It's not that the books that are coming out of Comicsgate are shit. They're actually very good. The artwork is amazing. The writing is amazing, especially. I'm gonna say it, and I happen to love this book. And I love his artwork and his drawing style, and I like him as a person. I know people hate him, and I grew up on his games. Doug, Bigfoot Bill. I love that book. It was a giant book, and the way he presented it was amazing. Earthworm Jim I haven't read yet. I'm still in the middle of reading George Peter Gatzis's what is it? Joe King, World's Greatest Average Hero. I'm about halfway through. It's a good book. I like the way he draws. He has it's like it's very it's kind of reminds me of, let's see, like Cookie Monster, but if he took steroids. And I like sometimes it gets very painterly and trippy, and he is and also a good guy to speak to if you're looking into doing a crowdfunded comic. He knows how to make the money you earn last. So George is a good guy to approach. In the beginning, I was above the moon. I thought this was like Mike's gonna be a comic book artist for the rest of his life, and he's gonna live a happy life. It's not like I'm gonna die. And this sounds kind of morbid, but I thought like this is it. I'm in. I'm gonna be just drawing my ass off, making comic books. Unfortunately, I also have epilepsy, and that hit me hard. I could not draw anything. Even though I was, dealing with this problem, I was still pushing myself to the limits and trying new and different things. Hence this avatar here. I'm trying like maybe watercolors with digital art, and sometimes it looks good, sometimes it looks So there's a learning curve. 3 years ago I was a police officer on the street. Now I am retired. But I also have a dog, a fiance, and 2 kids, and I live in New York, and I'm not afraid of doxing. This doxing thing, it's enough's enough. Why is everybody like it's like calling somebody the N word. It's like really all of a sudden this doxing thing. I have a lot of people's information from backing me on Black Forest. Doesn't mean I'm gonna put it out there for people to look at. I am not vindictive. I'm not. I sometimes if you don't like my honesty, I'm sorry. I mean, I spoke my mind. I let it out, and I got punished for it. And I'm everything was fine with me in the war campaign, and I don't like drama. I don't need drama because drama is a stepping stone and a gateway to anxiety, and anxiety is a gateway to epilepsy and seizures. And I do have seizures, and when I'm on somebody's show and they're making fun of my epilepsy, I mean, all right, yeah, you can. People are sensitive on the internet, but that's a low blow. I mean, this you're talking about a condition that I have, and I have no control over, and I can predict when the next seizure will occur. So when you're doing things like that and you're hurting people's um, just, just just downright dirty gangster shit, talking about my epilepsy and rather actually some of them I laughed, I chuckled because it was like joking around, but then they started making fun of my brain surgery, and then and then people were dunking on my book, and I had no choice but to defend myself. It's my first time doing a comic. There'll be more of me. I'm not going anywhere. If I don't get funded on my next project, I'll just try again. I'll keep on trying. Tenacity, and hard work is what makes the American dream. That's how you get places in life, is by working hard and not just being and just bragging about how cool you are, or like if you work for Marvel or DC. I did not work for Marvel or DC. I was on the street as a cop, and I was performing my duties. Duties with a T, not duties like making a poop. Um, and I was serving my country. So now that I can't serve my country and I can't serve my wonderful state and be a law enforcement officer, I have to keep myself busy. So therefore, here comes Comicsgate. It's, it's like a utopian dream. I'm not anti Comicsgate, so don't lump me in with Mindy. Don't call me a cherry because I've never met Mindy, nor do I want to hang out with her. Okay, Mindy Wheeler stopped because she went back to work. You can lump me in with Critias because we're going to work on a book together, and it's probably going to sell. So before you open your mouth, maybe you should think. That's why we are. See, my dog got hit by a car on Saturday, and if I posted that on Twitter, you know what these people will do. I know how they like to be. They take everything, every little detail of your life, and they try to hurt you. And especially on Twitter. I mean, it's just like a cancerous thing, and hive mentality. And the reason why I had beef with them, with these war campaign people, is because they were, you know, I was taught as a child by my dad, don't discuss religion or politics. So sometimes we get into politics, but I don't go into my religion. I don't speak about my religion. I almost feel like in 2020, in this day and age, telling people that you're a Christian, you might as well tell people that you're a Wiccan or you're a cleric or a mage and you perform magic. Um, there's a lack of patriotism and faith in this country. Am I going to turn this into a right wing pro religion political show? No, because I am not your average, like, conservative. I can lean left on certain things, but I'm not a social justice warrior. So when you try that insult with me, it kind of bounces off of me. It does not work, and I will not dox anybody because um, they got into it with me on Twitter drama. I don't need it. I don't need stress. Stress is not good for me, even though I've said it before. On the last time I had a stream, I had to end it early. I said, please stop. I don't need stress. I'll have a seizure. And it just kept on going. So I had to end it. I've had seizures on streams. Some people have noticed it. Some people have not. I try not to. That's why my camera is off right now, because talking about stuff like this is like hitting home. I don't want to. I don't want to show my face contort or have me have like a herky jerky motion and be like, "What's wrong with Mike?" And only a few people will know. Only a select few will know with what's going on with me. Um, what I'm guilty of is just being myself and speaking my mind. Speaking when you speak your mind, it is a thought crime. I'm guilty of just being me, and that's it. And I know I went with this drama thing. Like I don't like drama. I don't want it to be drama free. And sometimes you have to defend yourself and stick up for yourself. Being on the receiving end is not fun, and I was guilty of it. I was just in a haze and didn't know what these people were up to. I didn't know. Call me naive, call me dumb, whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't want this to be a somber stream, but it is what it is, and it has to be what it is. And I can't. I'm sorry. So, yes, I know I had beef with War Campaign because their memes. Yes, sometimes memes can be funny, or some can be just downright um, just nasty. I didn't expect to be like fighting people that I happen to be friend with and call brother, and they call me brother. Um, I was, I mean, maybe I don't have the common sense that I thought I did. It's naivete. So, for those of you that are creeping around and trolling, naivete is something that you may not understand because you probably got a 800 on your SATs. So, and I also don't. I'm going to retract that statement because I don't like being. When you're mean to people, you become what you hate. So, I see a lot of that happening. I see a lot of this nonsense happening, where it's people just turning into what you thought was the enemy, and the mob mentality, not cool. We need music because I can't just be sitting here talking in a low voice. But I am not a cherry as much as you think. Because Cherry and I are not like friends, and just because I burnt a lot of bridges when I sent out the comics, and I tried to be a good Christian and turn the other cheek and apologize for what I did to people, because not I was not the nicest dude. I mean, maybe I'm being hard on myself, but it was at the time I didn't know. I was riding the train. All right, Heather. So I don't feel like I don't want to be considered like I'm gonna be up here like having to just like testify saying that I'm wrong, you're right. No, I will stick with what I said, and I will also thank, um, even though that we're not tight anymore. The war campaign did promote for me. I mean I do appreciate that, and certain members are just there because they're there. So if you if you put out a meme that's just garish and just like lowbrow and garbage, I don't, and I say it's not good as an artist. You need to take constructive criticism. I did. Maybe I got pissed off when someone called my said my comic book came in a fax machine. One page out of 70 is blurry. You can't say the whole book like came out of a fax machine. And this is from somebody that I stream with a lot. You can do what you want. You make memes of me because I'm off of Twitter. I don't care. It's water under the bridge. It's over with. Um, Cecil was always good to me and always had me on and never like went against or disliked anything that I've ever said or did. I consider him a friend. Do I know him personally? Do I hang out with him just because I'm on Long Island? No. Do I think he's a good person and funny and a diamond in the rough in Comicsgate? Yes. And Creus, I don't think everybody knows what's going on with him. Yeah, Sidney Poitier, whatever the fuck his name is, try to buy it, like him buying the book and everything like that, like buying the right. I don't know, whatever that. I don't even care anymore. I just want I just want things to go back to the way they were like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, life was it was much more. Things were fun. Everything is so negative and fighting. How about instead of posting dick memes, post positive, something positive, and stop yelling at everybody and getting into beef with everyone. How about positivity? I'm going to start posting positive things on here. I always have on things like Instagram where people aren't friends with me. And by the way, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on YouTube. You can like or sub because I had over 300 and change, and now I'm back to 20. And it goes to show you where a fealty is and allegiances are. Um, everybody's behind it. Everybody's behind a keyboard and doesn't know the whole story. So if you talk to somebody and ask them what's going on or why they made a decision, they're behind a keyboard. Could be true, could be a lie. People could be lying to me that I'm defending. I have no idea. It's the internet. Just gotta suck it up. But on that note, I am everything I say and have my life experiences and everything that I said about myself, my brain surgeries, my battle with epilepsy, my PTSD from 9/11. I live in New York. I have 2 kids. I'm divorced. I'm getting engaged. I'm getting married. I'm engaged. I'm getting married. That's all true. Everything that I say, for the most part, I may embellish. Yes, I may be guilty of just embellishing a bit, just make people, for laughs. But I think it's all true. Mike Engelhauser is my name. Some people go by hiding behind these avatars, so I'm just gonna hide behind mine, just like everybody else does. I usually show my face, and just not today. I had a rough weekend. I'm not gonna hide behind an avatar. This is me. Look, my kids, Connor and Emily. Okay, I'm a dad. I got two kids, and I can't fake tattoos. And I it. Why can't we just go back to talking about Last Jedi and Star Wars and everybody getting along? And apparently everyone's at each other's throat, and it's time to fucking chill out. Hi Brian, how you doing? So it is what it is, and you're allowed to like other creators. You're allowed to like to support Kickstarters and even go to and like Marvel and DC. I am not the judge and jury on what you like or dislike in pop culture. I may say, I don't agree with you, but I am not going to be the judge and jury on that shit. I'm just a retired guy sitting in my house and trying to you know, make a little extra scarol while I'm retired. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, I mean, shit happens. Brian, um, I'm gonna give you a wrench, dude, because I don't have anybody in here. Due to the fact that I spoke my mind. I may need a wrench. Go get daddy's wrench. See, I just want things to be the way they were in the past, like 2 years ago. So it's an election year. Everybody's afraid of coronaviruses. We're all sitting here with masks on and pretending like we're gonna catch it. Meanwhile, I think everybody's sick. I haven't caught a cold or anything. Oh, and by the way, can I shill for a minute? I got this book in the mail, and I forgot I even backed it. Of Time and Space by Larry Holder and art by Rob Cannon. If if there is a way for you guys to who I don't even know who Larry Holder is, and I bought his book, and I gotta tell you, this is awesome. This is a great. This reminds me, kind of reminds me of Fable. I mean, it's got a lot of like weird characters in it. And I also got a Mouse of Might mug in the mail yesterday from um, Gary Shipman. Gary Shipman is a hardworking mofo, and he's constantly putting out stuff. Packins Lands. I still have to finish it. The book is, I mean, it's tremendous. But Gary Shipman doesn't get involved in all this shit. Billy Tucci, Don Tucci. All people are losing gigs. Why? Because of coronas? Nah, I'm drinking Corona right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm not drinking. But I was in Manhattan this whole weekend. I saw Blue Man Group. I went to the Museum of Slime, and they made it in the Museum of Slime in Manhattan. It's called Slumu. They make you wash your hands about 25 times. Every time you touch a slime, they give you Purell. It's nice to know that they are conscious of, like, this this election year pandemic that we have. I saw something on Facebook, so it must be true. Every 4 years there is a pandemic crisis. Every election year there is. 4 years ago it was SARS, maybe, or Zika. Who the hell knows? There was SARS and like swine flu, bird flu. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. Who knew? I don't know. But every year there's something different. Every 4 years, we're all gonna die or something. So we need this candidate to save our lives. Yeah, think about it. Every 4 years, it comes back like Pennywise, like every 27 years. But yeah, I mean, I wash my hands. I make sure I wash my hands nonstop. And my kid is sick right now. He's got a cold. He doesn't have coronavirus, thank God, because that's the only thing I ever fear is my kid, not anybody, not like me getting it. If I get coronavirus, I may be in bed for a couple of days, and I may have a fever and not feeling awesome. But it's just calm down, people. Oh, it's here. It's in the United States. All right. What about AIDS? What about hepatitis or the flu? 80,000 people died from the flu this year. 80, no, not eight, 80, and 3 zeros after that. But no one gives a fuck about the flu. They hear coronavirus. The media. I blame the media. And if I had a way to do it, I would sue the media for being dicks and scaring everybody because they are scaring everybody. Thank you, Brian. Um, did you miss out on ABCs of Anger? Everybody missed out on ABCs of Anger, dude. I only had like 50 backers on the book, but I have some very, very generous friends and some, you know, I mean, I have good people around me. So remember, ABCs of Anger and Black Forest, and Black Forest clothing is on my Etsy store, and I use my real life fiance on there. So if that doesn't fit into your narrative of me being a cock, because you don't think I know, or a white knight, I'm not trying to bang girls because I'm defending them of their disabilities. I have a fiance, so you better check yourself. I want to sue them for job loss. Yes, you know what? Fuck them. CNN, even Fox News, everybody. I mean, across the board, they're just. I would apply for unemployment and say, listen, coronavirus. Fuck them. I mean, I support my president. I support my government. I know that politicians are corrupt. That's part. I think that's part of the prereq. But the media is the ones that instill fear into your heart. It's like if it's like Brian, you live in Florida. If a hurricane's coming through, I mean, all these reporters are shitting their pants and they're all afraid. Forget that. No. Sorry for using swearing language on my show. I try not to. Um, Listen, I'm gonna put out more books whether you like it or not. Um, Me and Critias, we're working on a book together, and he kind of like fell face to the earth, and he didn't steal your money. I don't know what he did with the money. Maybe he bought meth. Maybe he bought crack. Maybe he bought a Maserati. I don't know, but just chill. Get all like, you know what? If you're suspect as to what the guy was doing with your money, you don't know the whole story. I kind of do. I spoke to him. I do. and I think he's trying really hard to defend himself and be nice. He's kind of like me. I'm not saying that we're similar, but like we don't like to start a pot, and it's gotten to the point where you've got me and Critias, who are the more nicer people in Comicsgate, having to fight, and this is not supposed to happen. This was not in the pamphlet that I got when I joined Comicsgate. So that's all I have to say. I mean, if you want to be judgy and just and follow whatever your demigods and people. Yeah. Well, you know what? In New York, they listen, Brian. In New York, they act like the hurricane is going to kill everyone in Florida, or even like in the, if there's a like what they call a nor'easter coming through the area. You get the reporter on the news. They're all like frantic and they look scared, and like the weather guys look really stressed out, and they make it a big deal. And then all of a sudden, the nor'easter tapers off and goes away into the ocean. And why am I talking about weather? Oh yeah, the media, screw them. And I don't believe anything on either side. So if we end up with catching corona, whatever. But on the other note, what I was saying is that me and Critis working on a book together, and I'm also working on the second Black Forest book, and I also want to do another sketchbook because I like it. I felt I felt like in my element. If you For those of the 50 of you that supported Black ABCs of Anger, you could see that it just flowed. The creativity and the artwork the stuff that I made came out good. It was a hardbound book, 8 by 10, and doesn't look like it came out of a fax machine. And the picture quality is much better, and the art is better. Yeah, you got to prepare for hurricane. I mean, I remember like Hurricane, not Hurricane Sandy. Hurricane Sandy was a big deal. It really demolished Long Island. I mean, it took a beating. So, Superstorm Sandy. It wasn't even a hurricane, but other ones like Andrew. I remember like my mom putting tape on the windows and getting like canned goods and water and just because she's like ready for a zombie apocalypse. All she does is watch zombie movies and The Walking Dead and the news, and is afraid of pandemics and zombies, and wants to get a weapon, which scares the hell out of me. I mean, it really scares me that my 60-year-old mom wants to start packing. So, well, that's neither here nor there, and if you look at the title of my stream, it's not when I say subverted expectations, I'm talking about my personal expectations. It's not what I expected. This is not the land of milk and honey. Tapes a full sense. I don't live in Florida, Brian. I've never had a hurricane. Well, you know what? The Superstorm Sandy was pretty bad, and it decimated. I'm not too far from the water, and I mean it's not that far at all, actually. And it decimated Long Island. I mean, this where my fiance is from. It's called a town called. It's actually a city of Long Beach, not Long Beach, where Dr. Dre is from. Long Beach, west on the East Coast. So yeah, there was no boardwalk left. It was gone. it was the houses were totally destroyed, and everybody had to raise their houses and get flood insurance. And now the you could buy a demolished house for like $1. But now these construction companies, they're flipping these houses, they're lifting them, and they're selling them for like $1 million. So now it's that neighborhood is thriving. It's like a forest fire, man. It's like nature working itself. It's like playing its. They say after a forest fire, the soil is so you know, you can it just destroys everything and burns it, makes ash, but then it makes the soil able to grow more plants and start all over again. It's how nature is. So I mean, there's a lot of wacky people out there though, and especially here. Comicsgate is a at least I thought I was. Now I'm being called anti. I don't. You can call me anti Comicsgate, but I'm just. Why can't I just be Mike? Why can't I? Why do I have to have a club to be in or a team? Why do I have to play? Why do I have to pick a side or be on a team? Why? Answer me. Yeah. So I don't want to. I don't want to pick sides. I don't want to be on teams. And why can't I? Why can't I? Like do the right thing and apologize for the way I treated people, and I was towards people because I was kind of mean. I when I was with the war campaign, I said and did some things that I regret, and I apologize. So maybe down the line, after all the smoke clears and all this shit ends, and some certain people aren't relevant anymore because they are. It's just like it was like lightning in a bottle. You put out a couple books and that's it. Hopefully it continues. Hopefully these smaller creators they start to get more recognition. Like I was not a huge fan of Brad Garrett. Not a huge fan at all. I read his book, The Lone Wolf, and it's a good book, solid book. I know he was anti like EBS, and when was that war campaigns they were battling. Um, but it's okay to like stuff on both sides. And if I like a book that's made by a creator that's anti Comicsgate, um, that's it's America. I could buy whatever books I want. I'm not going the SJW Marvel route and saying if you don't like my book, buy something else. I'm talking about the grand scheme of things, the big picture. Um, like Frank Miller put out the I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year because I was in the hospital this time. Put out the Dark Knight books. I will always like Frank Miller. I will never. If he gets all woke and he's old and he's grumpy, let him be old, woke, and grumpy. The guy's in like a wheelchair. He's like a shell of a man. But is he talented? Yeah. I mean, he's responsible for some of the greatest story arcs in comic book history. So if you want to talk about comics, if you want to go Frank Miller, all right, let's go. I mean, he's responsible for that's why. Let's see, where is this bad boy? Dark Knight 3, Master Race. Great book. Great book. I have no qualms with it. I think it was very good. Um, will you catch me buying a Captain Marvel comic or a Squirrel Girl? No, because it's woke shit. It's not, and it's not because they're female characters. It's because it's woke, and it's not up my alley. It's not my style. It's just not my thing. Narwhal put out a great book recently, and I think he's war campaign until he speaks his opinion. Pixel Trader, good guy, indie cron guy, very talented, good artist. So there's other people out there creating things. I think like Sierra Whiskey, like Sensory Comics, those guys. I mean, I think they're getting into scuffles with people too, and we used to all be like family. We used to all like sit at we used to be like an Italian family. You sit around the table on a Sunday, and you have a whole bunch of spaghetti and meatballs and sauce and pasta, and just lay on the couch like you're in a coma. And that's I want Sunday dinner back. I want the Sunday dinner and the family vibe back. Not the hate. I want love. Can we are we able of loving each other again? No. So I'm just saying is that like you're entitled to your opinion. I don't know. It's just I mean the climate has changed from like I didn't think these people would be attacking each other so bad. Go outside, it's nice out. How about some fresh air? Go for a jog. Take a Pilates class. Go drink a latte. Go for a walk. What do you think I'm gonna do after this stream? Go outside, get some vitamin D, and hang out and try to walk my dog who got hit by a car 2 days ago. And true story. I just had to rent the vacuum and clean up all the blood and shit that she made all over my apartment while I was in Manhattan. So, true story, not lying. And I know how certain people can be. They can be creative with their words and make up false narratives. So, um, I've seen it happen. And those of you calling me a cherry, I'm not friends with Cherry. I made up with him. I didn't. I'm not colluding with Bean and Cherry and Crypto Comics and JDA and everybody. That's let people know from the get go that they were anti Comics Gate. I'm not colluding with anybody. I just want to be myself and be left the hell alone. I know who my core is, my group of my internet, my digital family is. I know who they are, I know like when to just say something. We had the world at our fingertips and could have replaced the mainstream. Brian, amen to that, dude. That's yeah, you did. We did. We did. We had the world at our fingertips. It's like, but and if we're talking about the and I just want to let everybody know that I don't hate him, but Ethan. Every time I said to him, no, he came up to me and said, he DM'd me on Twitter and said, "Do you want to be on Conagars Pro Secrets tonight?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, I'll drop you a link later," and ghost me several times. Are you? Is that how you want the? Is that how you treat your brethren? Is tell them that you're going to drop a link and ghost them and have somebody else on? I mean, I'm not jealous of that man. I am financially secure. And if it's about money and about success, it's not about that. It's about being a good human being to others. Be a good human being. It's not hard. I mean, it may be hard for some people because if you're just a natural born piece of shit, but just be a good human being. That's all I ask of that everybody is to be is this positivity is something that would help this movement. We have the world at our fingertips. Remember that. Remember that. Take it with you everywhere you go. That we could have had things bigger and better projects. I could have been collabing with a whole bunch of people on a whole bunch of shit, and we could have just built this monstrosity that could have taken down Marvel and DC. I mean, like, nobody's. I'll tell you right now that there's one book the first book I ever supported with CG was Stardust, whatever it's called. That's the only book that I don't like, and not for the artwork. The artwork was dope. The writing was lazy. Maybe it's because it's written by an entitled 22-year-old kid. I don't know, but I didn't know I was getting an anthology of just like pointless stories. But okay, and he's blocked me. He doesn't follow me, so he probably won't even know I said it. And he's probably having mukbang videos in his car eating hot dogs, which was my idea, by the way. I just want things to go back to the way they used to be. Even with cash grab, like with Nurkish, the guy has multiple sclerosis. Cecil, I love you, bro. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am. But Nurkish has MS, and just give him a break. I mean, I was a dick, and I was very mad that he didn't put out the cash grab book. But Cecil's making it anyway, and Nurkish still has multiple sclerosis. So, I still love that Cancer Cat show. I used to think it was. It was degeneracy at its highest level. I mean, yeah. I mean, it made me cringe sometimes because of the craziness that went on there. Speaking of not Tony Nasser, the other one, the other guy. Yeah, I had to put out Black Forest again because I was in a hospital with my skull cracked open, and they were taking out a piece of my right frontal lobe, it's true. I have a scar, it's huge, 75 staples in my head. It's my I had several brain surgeries, so and hopefully I don't have to get another one. I just want to continue to be okay. I may have an episode here and there, but I'm not where I was a year ago. I was a shit show, and they had that little telethon for me, and people making fun of me, saying that they're going to put the super chat money in the hole in my head. You don't think I remember that? You don't think I forgot that? Like I for a person with a piece of brain missing, I have a very, very, very good memory, especially when it comes to when you fuck me over and say stupid shit to me. I won't forget it. I will never forget it. There's like I let it go at the time because I was in the hospital and on drugs that were given to me, not like drugs, prescriptions like painkillers and steroids and all that stuff. So walk a day in my shoes and see what it's like with my experiences. You have no idea. You have no idea. My life experiences, like, I could write a book about my life experiences. I've been through a lot. I wasn't drawing people in the wall. I wasn't making caricatures at the Palisades Mall, wherever the fuck you were. So, yeah, I sound salty. I may be angry. There may be backlash, but I'm not on Twitter. I don't care. And if you want to come at me on Instagram and Facebook and here, okay. but I'm not anti-Comicsgate because I've backed. You know the amount of books that I backed from Comicsgate, and that I'm friendly with so many people on Comicsgate, but I'm not friendly with the how do you say, the upper echelon. I was not allowed in. I was not allowed into the Proud Boys group, so I was not allowed. My art wasn't good enough, apparently. Yeah. Well, um, I have to walk my dog and see if she can walk because she got hit by a car. And remember, stay angry, stay salty. No, I'm kidding. Just be nice to each other. How about that? Being nice is not hard. It's not. It's really not hard. If a guy, if somebody's like, "Can you help promote my book?" Don't be a dick to them. Even if if somebody is, there's another creator out there that wants to put something out and they want me to interview them, I will. I don't care. I may lose some subs because of what I'm saying. I don't care. Like Ricky Gervais says, I don't care. But try being nice. That would help. All right. On that note, I'm out of here. It's been an hour. It's 1 o'clock. All right. Goodbye, guys. I hope everybody's okay. All right. Love you all. Goodbye.